All right. Awesome. Awesome. So it's really good to meet you, Parul. Parul. I got it. I got it. So I wanted to be able to learn really a little bit about your story and what brought you into being able to help through speaking and actualizing this talent that you have and sharing that gift with others. What was that trigger in your mindset that ended up switching your path onto this perspective and being able to bless others with that?
Okay, my life was going normally until the week of my 34th birthday. And so I did the usual things, work. I was an employee, corporate employee, an HR professional. I enjoyed it, paid me well. I felt secure, had a great relationship, spent time pursuing my hobbies. Life felt great. Until the week of my 34th birthday arrived and I was diagnosed with cancer. And so I did what I had to do. I got on with the cancer treatment, which was a very long treatment. But during the first 6 months of that treatment, I didn't really know if I would make it. And in those 6 months, every day, I made a promise to myself that if I am one of those lucky ones who are able to get to the other side, I'm going to live my life as fully and wisely as I possibly can. And so I got that second chance at life. I'm very, very grateful for receiving that chance because I understand not everybody gets it. And so after I survived cancer, I decided to bring in changes into my life. And so I walked away from a full-time job. I said, what's the worst that can happen? I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to work for myself. So at work, I had always done lots of coaching and there was always lots of speaking. And I blossomed when I did both. So I brought both the things together, speaking and coaching, and I became a storytelling coach. So here I am.
Okay, fascinating, fascinating. Storytelling was really something you had the experience and the skill in to be able to do. I find it fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating that you were able to pull yourself out of that and really it shows a lot about your conviction, your willpower, and your strength to be able to carry forward in positivity. Congratulations for being one of the people who really
Yeah.
stand out
Thank you. Well, I
to
did
be able
have.
to continue sharing. And
Thank you.
what was it you were going to
Thank
say?
you.
Of course.
I was saying I did have a lot of help. Yes, I. It's definitely my willpower and willingness, but I did have a lot of help, which is great.
Yeah, I would say Parul because internal forces, your own willpower is only so strong by itself, and realistically speaking, external
Yeah.
forces, your environment is greater than willpower. So I'm glad you had the right
Yeah.
people to be able to support you because
Yeah.
without
I
that,
had the right support.
it's
Yeah.
really hard. Oh, that's good
Yeah.
to hear. That's good to hear. So is it like your bona fide dream to have this business and be an entrepreneur and do this speaking and share that with the world?
Well, speaking would be, and coaching is, but I would say that until this whole thing happened that I shared with you, I never really imagined myself to be an entrepreneur. So, s- yeah, because I was too busy living life on autopilot, you see. And so there was a bump in the road, and I stopped and I listened. I took notice. That's when I changed my course.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because sometimes we come into obstacles in life that end up changing our direction. And while a door was open before, sometimes they get closed and a new one opens.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
like that. And for speaking, what compelled you to do something like that? Out of anything you could have done, I know you had the experience. What was the
Yeah.
purpose, the motivation behind it?
Oh. to share my message with the rest of the world. I also had a lot of practice of speaking because I was with Toastmasters. I was always in job roles that required lots of speaking. So I wasn't new to the stage. It was just a matter of owning that gift, owning that talent, and doing it.
I think that's really important. I think people miss out the opportunity to use their talent, and saddest thing is wasted talent. So I'm glad you found that at a younger age, and especially in a turnaround like that, to be able to change your life and many lives of others. What would you say your message is, if you could lay it out for me and anybody who might be listening?
Yeah. One of the key messages that I talk about is you have a choice. And the crux of you have a choice is that things may happen to you, events may happen to you, but how you respond to those events or things is completely your choice.
Okay, that's amazing. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's essentially accepting and acknowledging your own answers, not taking other expectations from others, being able to turn it around and be responsible for your own emotions in everything that you do. That obligation, that duty, and acceptance of your beliefs is really the key core conviction of it all. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's a lot about taking ownership for your life and saying that it is not just that life is happening to me, but I have a role to play. Life may happen to you. For example, cancer may have happened to me, but I had a choice either to succumb to it, not really do what I had to do, or go back to the life I knew before. There was nothing wrong with it, but how I responded to it was completely my choice.
Yeah,
And I think
totally.
that's where our power lies. That's where our contribution lies.
Yeah, really, really. It's in our belief. The desires that we have to continue to live,
Yeah,
that should be
yeah,
greater than that of death. We're already
yeah,
dead, really, so we're privileged to be alive, right?
yes.
It's amazing. Do you happen to know who Grant Cardone is, Parul?
Yes, yes, I
Okay,
do. Who
awesome.
doesn't know him? Are there people who don't know him?
Yeah. Well, he wants himself to be known, right? He's like, I gotta get attention. I gotta get these eyes. Um, yeah. What he actually says is, life doesn't happen to you; it happens because of you. So that's very much along the lines of what you're saying. You both have the same kind of catchphrase and attention on the same optimism and responsibility
Yep.
for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I really like your message. I really like your message. And if you see a problem in society today from your own perspective, what would you say how the individual can contribute by providing a solution is?
Okay, you mean in general, how can people make this world a better place?
Well, everybody's got a different perspective, right? And
Yeah.
typically when I ask this, if I ever do, um, it's because the other person has their own point of view in some way that they're serving in the community. And from your own perspective, the strength in that, the weakness that you see, what would that solution that the individual can contribute be?
Okay, I really believe that if we can be the best we can be, if we can be the best version of who we are, if we can live our dream, this world will definitely be a better place to live in. Because if let's say I'm shining bright and you are shining bright, and so is every person in this world, we'll all shine a light bright, and this world will be a better place to live in. So we have got to be true to us. We have got to shine our light bright.
I'd have to 100% agree, because if you don't, then that dull moment, that flicker until that light goes out, which unfortunately a lot of people carry on that way in their lives,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
it affects everybody else too. Every bit of energy we put into this space called the field is going to be
yeah,
received by
yeah,
somebody else.
yeah,
So this matter that we're playing a role in. You know, each person is integral to exchanging a vibrancy and light and life into the
Yeah.
world. And
Yeah.
realistically speaking, we're all tiny little ants, micro people in the massive scale of the universe. So to be able to project that
Yeah.
energy and really work together and see fit that, you know, we can only handle so much responsibility on our own. If we can just
Yeah.
watch the man who's below us, next to us, anything like that, then together we can really be able to have a chance at creating change.
Yeah. Or if we can just watch ourselves,
Yeah,
if we can do what we have got to do, if we can be responsible for ourselves,
you know what? That's even
if we
better.
do the right thing by ourselves, yeah, if we do the right thing ourselves, then I think that's good enough.
Mm, totally, totally. Mm. So what are some of the beliefs that you have, Parul, and those key core values that you hold?
Okay. If I have to talk about my values, I would say authenticity. It is something really, really important to me. I see people I see people have a lot of divided opinion about authenticity, because some people say, yeah, but then you show only what you want to show. For example, on social media, you can portray that you have a certain kind of life, and but that's not the life you live all the time. And so people have their reservations. What I say is, you've got to be authentic. As adults, you take the decision about what you want to share and how much you want to share, but whatever you share should be authentic. So that's my view on authenticity. I also believe in contribution. It is very, very important that that we do our bit to make this world a better place. And if I have to look at my third value, I will say that is going to be accountability. Accountability to do what we have got to do.
Okay, you know, I love all those values because really it's essentially playing a role in exactly what you were saying, taking care of yourself and having that responsibility. Because if you can't do
Yeah,
that at the basis of it all, you can't take care of somebody else.
yeah,
The battle,
exactly.
the
Oxygen
war is won
mask
right
on
here,
yourself.
actually.
Yeah, oxygen mask on yourself first before you put it on someone else.
Totally, totally. Otherwise, everybody goes down.
Yeah, yeah.
Fascinating, Corolla. Okay, got it. So what would you say? You know, is a challenge that you've seen or you've experienced in all of this, and how are you striving to overcome that, or have you overcome that?
Are you referring to one specific situation, or is this a general question?
Let me just ask you, what is one of your greatest challenges that you've had to overcome, and
Oh, for
and
me, for
how did
me, it
that help
was
you
cancer.
develop?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for me, it
I
was
would think
cancer.
so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Got it. Got it. And moving forward from there, helping other people have hope and providing a
yeah,
solution. What would you say is a
yeah.
challenge in that?
I think a lot of people, I'm just thinking aloud at the moment. A lot of people do not know, or they do not understand that they don't have to do everything on their own. We grow up in a society where we become fiercely independent, which is a great quality. But at times we just need a little bit help, and it is okay to take help. It's great to be fiercely independent. I have always been fiercely independent, but there was a time when I needed help, and if I hadn't taken the help that I took, then my life would have panned out very different. And so it is really, really important for people to understand that they don't have to do everything on their own, and it is okay to take help, and there are options available. There are people who can help them. They just have to grab and take that opportunity.
Mm, totally. Totally. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like there's a certain level of masculinity we project, um, in our own self-worth and independence, and posturing ourselves so that we don't have to lower ourselves. But realistically, being able to lower yourselves to pick bigger things up, we all have to do that. And we're
Yeah.
human, right? Like we discussed, as an individual, we can only do so much. And to
Yeah.
be able to have that support, we need other people. We coexist for a reason. We help each other. It only helps improve our self-worth. So I absolutely love that perspective. Mm. And with that, what would you say is a solution for us being able to develop that empathy and sympathy, um, from some of the experience you've been able to create, and how would that help affect our coexistence?
Oh, there are too, those are too many questions in one question.
Yeah, it's a really big one, huh? It's massive. My apologies for
Ooh.
being so big thinking.
Ooh. Okay. So what are we looking at? What is the solution to having to develop that empathy?
Yeah, and having better relationships, because connection is really based on loving and caring attention, from what I've learned, and a lot of
Yeah.
times we lack that. So
Yeah.
what is
Yeah.
a simple solution to being able to be more compassionate and more sharing in what we do?
You said about relationships, and you talked about connection. And lots of people, when they talk about connection and they think about the relationships they have, the work relationships with, let's say, a partner, with their children, with friends, other community members. That is all great. We've all got to have strong relationships, important relationships. But before that, there comes another relationship, which is the most important of all, which is their relationship with themselves. So if, as a person, I feel, this is an example. If, as a person, I feel miserable about myself, there is a very high chance that I will feel everyone else is miserable too. But if I can work on my own self-acceptance, if I can sort out, if I can take accountability for whatever I have gone through, deal with what I have been through, and do my own inner work, as we say in the world of coaching, then that's what I will project into this world. And so it's about owning our gifts, it's about owning our trauma, it's about owning the whole of us. And first of all, building that authentic, accountable, loving and caring relationship with ourselves. And then we talk about having that relationship with anyone else. So if, let's say, I'm trying to do something, or I'm doing something, and I have a very negative view of how I'm approaching the task, if I'm too self-critical. Now, what do you think could be my response, my potential response, if, let's say, I have a team working for me? If I'm the one who doesn't find myself good enough, what are the chances that I would find someone else is good enough? The chances are low. And so everybody has got to work on the relationship they have with themselves, and then only we can consider working with other people.
Yeah, you said that very well. Absolutely.
Thank you.
I really think that, just starting any leadership role, before you can lead, you must learn to follow. And what that means is you have to be able to follow through with your own commitment, your own actions, to meet that dedication. Because discipline is when your ambition meets action. And if you don't have that, then you can't show anybody else the way. And I really think that you keep hitting it on point with the same topic, the same message. I love the consistency, because when you don't take responsibility for your own emotions, when you place that on somebody else, you end up becoming childish.
And that's a huge problem, because If everything is someone else's responsibility, then you're always going to be at mercy of other people, other things, other events. Life will always happen to you, and eventually you're going to feel miserable because you have no say. You are not able to do anything on your own. Everything's happening to you. And so while we cannot control a lot of events, that is why it's so important to understand that we can still play a role by choosing our response to those events.
Yes, responding, not reacting to it. I love it.
Yes.
Man, that's a great way to sum it up, Parul. And I love your energy, your enthusiasm, and your vigor to learn and try new things and and be able to share that message of consistency and leadership. I really like that you took an avenue toward a speaking career, and it seems like you're gifted in being able to share that from your heart, which is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, having that passion to be able to do that. It's what you're living for. So I'm glad to see you as another beacon of hope in this world. I'd be happy to share your message. Who or how can people get in contact with you?
Okay, so people can find me on social media. I'm on Facebook. They can connect with me directly, or they can join my Facebook group, Rewire Your Story. That's my signature program, Rewire Your Story. And they can find me on LinkedIn, and or they can write to me. They can send me an email through my website. Yeah, it comes directly to me.
Okay, sure thing. Absolutely. And I look forward to introducing you to the group, and I also look forward to hearing your podcast. Did that go well?
Yes, it went well. Yes, I spoke to Christopher yesterday, Tuesday, and it was a great conversation. And out of everything, I think we talked a lot about cancer, because that was a turning point, and that's the bit that he picked up and he asked me questions about. We connected really well. I really enjoyed being his guest.
Yeah, that's awesome. Christopher Kai is great. And if two speakers be able to connect and bond over a message like that, it's phenomenal. That positive works in the movement.
Exactly. Awesome. And he is all about storytelling. So there was definitely a great connection. So I really enjoyed. Yeah, it was great.
Brilliant. I'm glad to hear that. Well, I've absolutely loved connecting with you. You know, I feel like a lot of people communicate, not many connect, and to really create that bond, you know, just to have a foundation for new productive means. I'm looking forward to what you create, and I want to wish you a blessed day, and don't forget to take care of the world, okay?
Yes. No, I'll first take care of myself, and then I will take care of the world.
There you go. I like that response, Parul. Heck yeah, more power to you. I'm pulling for you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. You take care.
Absolutely. You too. Bye.